Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up? Alrighty, let's bring it up to iTrackBites. Come on. What's up? What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. Welcome to another weekly live meeting. Hope y'all brought your coffee, your tea, whatever you got tonight. What's up from Michigan? What's up, everybody? Hey, Sherry. What's up, Dita? A lot of familiar faces on here tonight. What's up? Alrighty, we're going to be getting started here in just a couple minutes. Let's get some people on, see how they're doing. How is everybody doing tonight on this Tuesday? What's up, Janet? Hey, Pauline. Has your guys' week been as crazy as mine already? Because it already is Tuesday, which already feels like a Monday again. So hopefully I am not the same. Hopefully I am not the only one that feels that way. What's up, Janet? Hello from Alabama. Hello from flooding Houston. Yeah, I know, I hear. So sorry, guys. Loretta, Kathy, YouTube, what's up? Gloria, first timer, awesome. Welcome. Alrighty, hi from Florida. Hello. If you are new here tonight, go ahead and let me know where you're from, what plan you're on. Welcome to the iTrackBites live meeting. We have just been having such an awesome time this year. Besides the whole COVID-19 thing, we've honestly been sticking together as a group for iTrackBites, and it's just fabulous. Love it. We've had a lot of people that we've interviewed over the whole year, plus everything else we've been doing. It's just been an awesome year, and as far as that goes, I can't really say awesome year in general, 2020, because it sucks. But what's up, Paul? We are here to go, and we are just trucking along. So, alrighty. California, better balance, not a newbie. West Virginia, blue plan. Awesome. Christina, you're on vacation. Thank you for joining on vacation. Cleveland, Ohio. It's perfectly fine, Lisa. You can still use the free version and still do great. Still have a lot of success. Oh, Fly Girl Dickerson, so sorry you're in the hospital. So tonight we have a very special guest. We have Ashley. Her handle on Instagram is Mamaid. I'm probably saying that wrong. MAMAID_getting fit. So I'm sure she'll let us know where she got that name from. But I am super excited to have her on the live tonight. So happy that she was able to join. And y'all, she is crushing it right now. She is down over 40-something pounds. I just read today that she is so super close to goal. Y'all been there, done that, and just knowing to get another side of the story that it's so easy. She is so close to her goal weight that it's just unreal that you can literally taste it. And I've had that feeling before. So I'm so excited to get to know her more, for all of us too. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring her on. Actually, I'm going to bring you on, and then I'm going to shrink myself so that way on Instagram it kind of doesn't look weird. Let me get you over here. Nope, wrong way. Let me make sure. Where am I at? Nope, wrong way. There we go. Alrighty. Welcome, Ashley, to the live. Hope you're having a fabulous Tuesday night. I know you're on Eastern time, so thank you so much for being here, even though it's late at night. Am I like the only one on Central Standard Time over here? I feel like this is just in general. I'm always the one that's just on the wrong time.
Must be. I see a lot of East Coast or Eastern Standard Time, so that's okay though.
And what's so funny is literally my house is in the part of the county that's on Central, but if I go like 3 miles down to the next county, it's on Eastern. It's so strange.
That's got to be weird living on the line.
It is. So let's start off with, who are you? What's your name? Where you're from? All that stuff.
Yeah, so I'm Ashley. My handle on Instagram is Mama D underscore getting fit.
Love that.
I got that just because I don't know, I consider myself a mama bear. Two
Yeah.
crazy girls, 2 and 9-year-old, and
9 years
yeah, it's
old.
just
You
like
got a 9-year-old?
I do. I know. It's
We have
crazy.
a 6-year-old. We have a 4 and 6-year-old, so I couldn't imagine having a 9-year-old right now.
Oh, it's wild, but I like the
Yeah.
age difference, 2 and 9.
Yeah.
It balances out. So yeah, I'm a mom of 2, married, my high school sweetheart. I posted a while back, actually, I just got down to my high school weight.
Yes, I seen that. Seen you post it yesterday. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And what else? Yeah, I'm from Ohio. I've always lived here. Yeah.
So what do you do as far as living go? Are you stay-at-home mom?
Oh, yeah. So I went to college for childcare. I worked in early childhood development for about 5 years. And then once I had my second daughter, I ended up being a stay-at-home mom, which I love.
Yeah.
So that's where I am now, staying at home.
No, that's awesome. That is probably way different than does that hinder your weight loss at all, do you think? Like being a stay-at-home mom, because I know how it is with like 2 kids at home. My wife's a stay-at-home mom. She's always been a stay-at-home mom. And so we all struggle, but I know she sometimes is like, because the kids are always like wanting something, this or that. And then my wife always tells me that it's like, by the time she's done cooking them, whatever, that's where it's just like the easy stuff. I don't even care anymore. I just do this, do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird thing to get used to. Honestly, like when I first became a stay-at-home mom, I swore to everybody that working was easier. I've settled into the stay-at-home mom life a lot easier now, I guess. I don't know about easier, but we manage.
Yeah.
I would choose it again. I would choose it again. So.
Oh yeah, no, awesome. So let's go a little back further in the days. So obviously the pic that you posted was you and your husband now, but boyfriend at the time back in high school. So there obviously was a period I'm looking at. I have the picture pulled up on my phone right now, but 2010 to 2019. So like, when did you notice like you were gaining weight and all that stuff? Kind of like take us through that period.
So my first daughter young, so I was a normal weight, before that, and then I had my daughter at 18. And of course, right after that, you see everybody, well, a lot of women, bouncing back and like, oh, okay, I'm just going to get back to how I was. And that's just not what it was for me. After I had my first daughter, I was probably in the 170s, which is still high for my height. I'm 5'6". So I was kind of overweight after that. And then just after having my first to having my second, my weight just kept climbing. Yeah. I had actually tried Weight Watchers for like maybe a month, somewhere in the middle between 2010, 2014, and just kind of fell off of it. My weight kept climbing. I was actually nursing my second daughter, and women who have nursed will agree that when you quit nursing, it takes away all that, all the calories you were burning from nursing, and so I gained even more. So by the end of 2019, specifically Thanksgiving, Christmas is when I got to my highest, and I knew, and that was pretty much 199. I was on the line of 199, 200, and that's when I knew. I was like, okay, something's got to change. I was just uncomfortable at that point. So
got it. So it was kind of more of what we always see or always hear from moms, especially, is after birthing, you keep the weight on, or you might lose it, but then gain it back. That's understandable. I mean, first of all, congrats for having kids, because I tell my wife that all the time. I'm like, I don't know how you did it. But
well, thank you.
Yeah. So with the weight loss and all that stuff, so obviously 2019 came, and was it more of you've seen some pictures? I'm just trying to see, how everybody has like those aha moments or those things to where you're like, you've seen a picture of yourself and you're like, good Lord have mercy. Nope, we got to get this under control. Was that kind of like for you? And then did you start so obviously you started in like the beginning of 2020. So it's just been this year that you've been really on your weight loss journey?
Yes, yeah. So that starting moment was actually a picture that I'm pretty sure is on my Getting Fit Instagram. It's a picture of me in a pink sweater at Christmas at my aunt's house. And the night that they took it, I went to go post it on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, wow. I
Yeah.
just I never really thought that I could believe some of the women saying like, I didn't know I was that big. Well, I didn't know I was that big either. It was just, it's kind of eye-opening seeing the picture. So it was just, it would have been a couple weeks after that. I was actually lying in bed with my husband, and we were just talking, and, I was complaining and venting. I had back pain and shoulder pain. I was just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I actually saw a commercial for Weight Watchers at that time. And I was like, something's got to be done. And so the next day, my daughter must have heard me talking. I don't know. But she's like, am I going to get big too? And so that right there was like, okay.
The red flags. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You talking about that, like with your 9-year-old about, saying stuff like that. Me and my wife, especially Easton, our 6-year-old, our oldest, we find ourselves when we talk about points or bites or anything like that, like he will sometimes be like, oh, how many points is that? How many bites is that? And it's always that biggest struggle for us to be like, we don't want our kids to be like, you need to focus on it right now, or you need to this and that. It's just, does your 9-year-old, especially 9 years old, because I can only imagine, because I remember my nephew right now is going on 10. So he's in that awkward stage of just, he knows everything, but he really doesn't know everything. You know what I mean? So
right, they think they do.
Like, is it your daughter? Is it a daughter?
Yes. Yeah.
Your 9-year-old. So how has she, this whole year with you losing weight? I know this is kind of like off subject, but how has she transitioned that? Has she asked anything? You know what I mean? How are you coasting her on that to be like, not being like, oh, mommy needed to lose weight. You know what I mean? Are you using, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's okay. She definitely knows what's going on. I mean, she had obviously hadn't heard me talk about my weight constantly before, and I don't want to put that negative image in her eyes. So yeah, she'll come to me and be like, well, how many points is this and how many points is that? And I mean, I'll amuse her and scan it and be like, oh, it's this many, but that's not something that you have to do. Something for me to get healthy. You are healthy. I make healthy meals for you now, especially now. So I don't see it being anything negative in her eyes right now. It's more of just a game of, oh, okay, this is 3 points. This is 15,
Yeah.
But that's about the extent of it.
I was wondering because like we, a lot of times we'll raid the pantry, or when we go grocery shopping, like my wife will get like the black permanent marker out and she'll like mark things like 4, 3, 2. And I know like probably last year or something like that, my son, when he was 5, he was just like, 3, what does this mean? And I'm like, nothing, you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. At 5, you probably can brush it off a little bit, but the 9-year-old, she just knows, and I'm honest, and she knows it's a healthier spot.
And I like that you're saying, especially from another parent to another parent, I like the fact that you're using it as that mommy's just getting healthy instead of being like, oh, it's all about weight loss. I'm big. I need to lose weight, all this stuff. Because I feel like right now, especially kids, I mean, my youngest is 4. You don't realize it when you say it and you put it out in like speaking that they generate that in their head. And it's just, that's when a lot of times they start developing things, you know what I mean, at that young age of being like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be big, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, so what brought you to, so it's 2020, like everybody else, like this is the year we're doing this. Number one, congratulations for actually doing it. So you've actually done it in 2020. And number two, so like, where did you start? You know what I mean? Like you said, oh, I seen the Weight Watchers commercials. So like from there on, how did you get started with whatever you were doing?
From there, it was January 16th. Actually, January 15th, I saw the commercial. And the next day, when my daughter had asked me that question, I was like, okay, it's January 16th. This is my start day. I signed up. I immediately just started doing all kinds of research, especially Pinterest. I love Pinterest for recipes and stuff. I joined the Facebook groups. I just kind of got all the info I could in my head. And I decided that I was going to make lists of the stuff that we like to eat, whether it's spaghetti, meatloaf, or chicken parm, anything. And I just found that healthier options for it, things that you can replace, different things that you can use. That's really how I got started from there. And I was on Weight Watchers Blue for I can't remember how many months, but I switched to iTrackBites almost 2 months ago, and have consistently continued to lose just the same. And I personally love this a little bit better because the restaurant section is actually a lot easier to use too. But
isn't that so funny? Because I get that a lot from people that they're like, way back in the day, iTrackBites did not look as pretty as what it did. The app was not appealing. Way back in the day, and I'm not even ashamed to say it, I never used iTrackBites because I wanted something that was nice on the phone that resembled, the best they could of what Weight Watchers was. I'm not going to lie. But I remember when Brianna, Demon the Divine, got me over to iTrackBites from where I was before. They had just done their makeover, just did their upgrade to their app, and I was already like, oh my gosh, yes, I love this app, the functions of it and everything, and yes. To me also, I feel like our recipe builder is kind of better. That's just me. Only, but yes, the restaurant guide or just all that stuff, it's just, it is really, and I always tell people, if you're not using Pro, get Pro just for the recipe builder, because, now they've been doing it where on the guide for the restaurants and all that stuff, you can search it and it'll come up, if you don't have Pro, but definitely recipe builder.
Yeah.
So, what do you find difference? I really haven't asked this question to people because normally people that have came over to iTrackBites have been with us for so long. I really haven't had a newbie over on the iTrackBites community on here yet. So what kind of were some of the benefits you thought about switching from WW to iTrackBites without no shame in the game? You know what I mean? Just.
Oh, no shame. I mean, I love Weight Watchers too. And I mean, if we're being completely honest, I possibly would have stuck with it. But for one, I am, like I mentioned, a stay-at-home mom. So cost was a huge factor. And I honestly felt bad that my husband being the only one working, I'm like, well, it can get expensive. And so the fact that I started seeing more and more about iTrackBites in Facebook groups for healthy eating and dieters, I'm like, oh, what's this? And so I looked up iTrackBites and I'm like, what? $30 a year. So I actually had downloaded the free version and used it for quite a few weeks before I decided, I think that this is, why would I not want to do this instead? Obviously to be more cost effective. So
that is so awesome. I always like to also think that because number one, we're a growing community. So we have so many stinking community members now. It's totally from just a year. We have exploded and it's so awesome. And it's good to know, just that hometown feel is what I always try to say. We're all together with it. And I love that, who would have thought in 2020 we would, number one, even with WW, be doing online meetings because we couldn't go to an actual place. And I remember the first time we did this back in last year, it was not the thing to, do online meetings. I think the first meeting we held, we had 20 members. That's it on all the platforms, 20, and now we've grown crazy. So what made you decide? Okay, so obviously you probably decided on a Better Balance on iTrackBites because you were on WW Blue, right? The Blue plan, whatever. Okay. Do you remember? So I'm gonna ask you. Do you remember back in the 2010, 2014 range when you said you tried Weight Watchers before? That would have probably been around the Points Plus area. Do you remember kind of that era for you?
Yes, I remember it vaguely. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you find now this type, what do you find appealing on or on Better?
Oh, you froze up there for a second. Sorry.
Internet here. I am out in the boonies and it sucks. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you now. I heard the first part, something about Better Balance.
Yes. So what made you decide to stick with Better Balance when you came over to iTrackBites? Do you feel that it's because you were already on Blue and you're like, hey, that's what I'm used to. That's what I'm doing. What's appealing to you to stay on WWE Blue rather than the other ones that we have?
Well, honestly, like you said, I chose Better Balance because it was the most comparable to Blue, and that's just what I was used to. And I felt like, if I want to continue my weight loss, I kind of need to stick with what I know. And I think, honestly, the biggest factor that made me stay is I love not tracking eggs. I mean, I do track the eggs because I do calories, but I love not having to worry about points for eggs and fruits and all vegetables, including the starchy ones. I don't usually tend to overeat those.
Yeah.
I do eat a lot of food.
Yeah. No, I love
that was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah. And honestly, we have a lot of Better Balance members. We have a lot of Better Balance members. Before, way back in the day, like iTrackBites used to be known for the Points Plus, and that's what majority of us were on. But now there's so many people that have came over that Better Balance is like is becoming like the number one, and that's awesome. I always enjoy like seeing people on Better Balance because it's kind of like the freedom. And congrats to you that you can have some of that freedom and not tracking some things, you know, points wise, still crushing your goals. So besides eating in your diet and your weight loss, what other factors do you think benefit that you do to kind of get your weight loss going? Like, do you exercise? Do you know?
People are going to hate me for this. I feel like I'm pretty lazy. I don't love exercise at all. I mean, I take walks with my family. I chase around my 2-year-old a lot. I do like, there's like these little 7-minute exercise videos sometimes, like for ab workouts or like your legs and stuff. I will do those occasionally. But I don't honestly, I can't say that attributed to the weight loss. I mean, I was so strict on myself when I started this back in January, and I was like, you know, I set my goals, I need to do this. And I really just give most credit to sticking to the plan and, you know, tracking honestly. If I had a bite of cake and not a whole slice, I'd still put in a point or two for that bite of cake just because, you know, I just wanted to be honest, because if I'm not honest with myself, then it's not going to work. So I think that's more than anything what contributed to the success.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I like that you said that. Being honest for yourself. The plan works if you work the plan. That's exactly what it is. No matter what plan we have on iTrackBites, you work it, it is going to work for you. That's just if and or buts about it.
Right.
So for you, and trust me, everybody, I don't care what people say. They might say that they are a gym rat and love going to the gym, but there's a lot of us that hate exercise and hate working out. Because I'm a firm believer in that. It's what you put in your mouth sometimes rather than in the gym. So what are some kind of like, what do you find? You said Pinterest. So talk a little bit more about some of the communities you're in Facebook. There's a lot of, because I know there's a lot of people on here that do Better Balance. So is there, I mean, besides our iTrackBites participants, but like what other type of communities are you out there on Facebook?
Yeah, besides the iTrackBites participants, I'm in the iTrackBites for Better Balance. And then, of course, since I did Weight Watchers before, I'm in 2 different Weight Watchers Blue Facebook groups. And I mean, since that plan is the comparable one to Better Balance, I stay in it because people have these ideas that you never would have thought of before. So I stay in that. And then I think you had already mentioned it, like I said before, too, Pinterest. I knew I wasn't going to be making these crazy recipes that I wasn't used to. So I use a lot of Pinterest to look up ways to make my meals healthier. Other than that, that's about it. And Instagram.
And Instagram, yeah. I feel like Instagram is like the foodie network, honestly. We always show, so many recipes on Instagram. So talking about your program on Better Balance, are you one of them, like, you use your weeklies? What are you like on there? Like, are you definitely have future weeklies? You know how there's some pretty good people out there that are like, no, if I use weeklies, I gain, blah, blah, blah. How does that work for you?
I, from the very beginning, was so afraid to use them, and I saw all kinds of people talking about, you know, I have to eat all my weeklies because my body just needs that many more calories to lose. I don't believe I'm that way. I have tried before to use all my weeklies, and I just didn't see much success. So what I do use those for are just, I don't like saying cheat, because if you're cheating, then it's like you're on this diet that can't work. So I use them for treats. So I will use my weeklies for pizza night, or if we go out, you know, I'll have a hamburger, that cheeseburger I've been wanting, or the pizza. But I do not use all of them. I might use 10 to 15 extra a week. But I stick within my dailies given, and I try not to go over those. So.
Gotcha. So that's very interesting to me, especially, so you say that you do calories as second command. So when you track your 0 point foods, because of course you're wanting to get the right caloric, calories in, without using your weeklies, what does that look like for you? As far as like, are you staying in your calorie range for a day? Are you going too low? Like how does that work for you?
Yeah, so throughout the week when I don't use my weeklies and I only use just all 23 of my dailies, it sometimes is hard to get enough calories because I know, recommended you need a certain amount a day so you don't go into that starvation mode. But I sometimes will be as low as 900 and I've gone clear up to 1500 with still only 23 points. So my average is about probably 1000 to 1100 a day.
1,000 to 1,100, and you're 5'6", so that's no, because I feel like that's a lot of times where a lot of people when Better Balance first came out that they were getting themselves in trouble with is that they were like not eating enough calories, and that's why they were always staying starving and how the plan wasn't working and all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what are some of your favorite, like, what is your go-to, like, staples in your eating plans?
Oh, I have a list.
Sweet.
Yeah, because I've actually had so many people message me about it. So I came up with a list of stuff that I just absolutely have to have on hand all the time. A lot of them include the non-fat plain Greek yogurt, the one that's unsweetened and 0 points on Better Balance.
2 ingredients.
Yeah. And reduced fat or fat-free shredded cheese. I used to stick with just fat-free cheese, but I've learned that I can incorporate a point or two for the reduced fat. Just, have some fun with it. Eggs, always have to have eggs since they're 0 points. I'm not one to get tired of eggs. I have those every morning. And like a low-calorie bread. One of my favorites is the Sara Delightful or the Heiner's 35. Obviously all the fruits and veggies that you can fill up on. I'm a person that loves all the fresh. So, I mean, that's how I try to fill up my calories. And frozen fruits and veggies when they're off season. I love frozen fruits microwaved.
Oh, no, I get you.
Yeah. Unsweetened applesauce is a huge one. The whole family eats that. So I always, those like huge tubs you can buy at the store, always have unsweetened applesauce. Like deli oven roasted turkey, Laughing Cow cheese wedges, the good thins, especially the corn ones.
Oh, yes.
Turkey, any kind of turkey meat, turkey pepperoni, turkey sausage.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken sausage. Those are most of my staples, like low-fat cottage cheese. We eat a lot of that with tomatoes.
Gotcha. So it sounds to me like a lot of more lower point items in your staples. So that way you're like, okay. No, that's very good to know. And I love how you said that you are like, nope, we're having spaghetti tonight, but let's go ahead and figure out how we can make this kind of a healthier version. So you're not giving up. Speaking of that, like how obviously your husband, how is he? So like, has he needed to lose weight? A lot of people are like, I wish I was the husband that already was thin and didn't have to lose weight. But like, how is that, especially with you going over to this? How do you cook? Like your kids, are they picky eaters? All that stuff.
That's funny you asked that. So my husband actually does not need to lose weight. He accidentally has been losing weight. I think in part from what I've been cooking, but he's gone through some medical things lately, taking some medication that has made him lose weight. So I'm usually cooking kind of 1.5 separate meals, not 2 separate meals at dinner, but like I'll have the main thing with my healthier version, and then I kind of help him get the fattier version since he could probably stand to gain some. But the family's not really that picky. I still make what I used to make in general, just healthier versions of it, whether it's like with whole grain pasta or the fat-free cheese or leaner meat. But a lot of the things, like they're not big broccoli, asparagus, the really healthy stuff. So I'll make that for me, and then they can have their mac and cheese.
Hey, sometimes mac and cheese is still good. You can still count it in.
I still eat mac and cheese.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with Alita. I love it. Yes. So do you like meal prep or anything? Like, are you one of those people? Or are you just kind of like, nope, I woke up today, let's hurry up and make breakfast, And then
Yeah,
we'll go from there.
that's
Okay.
about it. I firmly believe I would be a meal prepper if I was working, and I totally understand that that's necessary when the whole family works and whatnot.
Yeah.
I kind of usually have an idea throughout the week of the meals I want to make, obviously going grocery shopping. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I have an idea of what I'm going to do, but I don't meal prep. We just kind of wake up and we're like, oh, yep, that sounds good. And we just go with it.
You go with it. No, I feel you on that. I have tried my best, and like my followers and all those stuff will know I have done probably a couple of meal prep lives or videos or whatever, and I halfway through it, I'm like, why am I doing this? Like I made like Big Mac salads one week a couple weeks ago, and by the second day of me eating it, I literally just told myself, I was like, just throw it away, because it does not. I do not want to see another Big Mac salad. And I wish I was that person. I wish I was that person that was like, nope, these are my meals. I did it all on Sunday. My whole week my life would probably be so much better than what it is. But yeah,
that's what makes life
something like that. So
I mean, I would get leftovers. So I mean, like I'll usually try to make extra for dinner, and then that way I usually have my lunch for the next day kind of planned out. I know, and then that way I know what's for dinner the next day as well.
Gotcha. So pretty much dinner is lunch is the next day. I feel like that's so common now. Everybody does it. So like you've talked about the staples of your like what you have to have on hand all the time. Like what is a repetitive like meal for you? Like give me your favorite breakfast meal, give me your favorite lunch meal, and your favorite dinner meal. Because and if you're like me, you can have a repetitive as far as like a dinner or something like that. Like my wife, if she would make me a cheeseburger every single week, it'd be awesome. And I've been wanting meatloaf. I'm telling you, she's in the background. Meatloaf, please.
That's funny. Yeah, so my breakfasts and lunches are usually actually really repetitive. So, and like I said before, I'm not really one to get tired of it. My normal breakfast is eggs. I scramble my eggs with non-fat Greek yogurt instead of using any milk. That way, because I used to make them with sour cream. That's just how I've always done it. And so to get rid of those points, I would use the Greek yogurt. So there's my 0-point eggs, and then the low-calorie bread for toast. Sometimes I will throw in turkey sausage or turkey bacon, but other days I'll try to keep it light just so I have enough points for the rest of the day. So yeah, breakfast is usually toast and eggs, and I love it. Lunch is usually some type of wrap or sandwich. I love all the protein wraps, flatbreads, tortillas I've found. There's so many out there. Even like the pita 1 point, the pita breads, anything like that. I usually spread like a Laughing Cow cheese wedge on it, and then just like pile on the veggies, whether it's cucumbers, onions, pickles, lettuce, spinach, anything I'm feeling that day. But it's usually a wrap with some type of light chips or side. I've been really into like the Lay's Poppables lately, or like the veggie straws. Yeah. I love me some salt and vinegar. And when Lay's came out with salt and vinegar poppables.
Yes. I love salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar chips of any type. And then also, believe it or not, I like the pickle, like the dill pickles. I haven't
tried those yet.
The poppables is my top. Like, I love poppables. If I have any chips, it's going to be poppables. I love that.
Yeah. Pretty much every day. That, and I'll try to throw some fruit. I really eat a lot of apples, grapes, bananas for lunch. And then as far as favorite dinners go, my goodness, our rotations weekly that we'll have every week are Taco Tuesdays. And I usually make those with the fat-free ground turkey or with chicken.
Okay.
Sorry?
Chicken tacos sound good.
Oh, yes, we had chicken enchiladas tonight. So yeah, some sort of tacos, and then another big one that I make every week is either spaghetti squash spaghetti or spaghetti squash with the sloppy joes.
I've never heard of that with the sloppy joes.
Oh my gosh, that one's super quick and easy. You can use your ground turkey or ground beef, whatever you prefer. A can of tomato sauce, peppers and onions, and a little bit of like chili powder, some brown sugar substitute if you want. You can look at on Pinterest if you just search like Weight Watchers Sloppy Joe. Delicious on a spaghetti squash bowl.
And your husband likes spaghetti squash, or do you do normal for him?
I keep the whole thing for myself. I eat half for dinner and the other half for lunch the next day.
Yes.
They get
pasta. Okay. That's okay. Your husband and all that stuff, they eat the regular spaghetti, so like real spaghetti. Do you find like I don't know how it is on Better Balance, but how is the whole grain pasta on Better Balance? Because I know like on Purple, whole grain pasta is 0. Like, what is the points comparison for regular pasta and whole grain pasta for you? Like, you know what I mean? Is it that much of a difference, or is it kind of the same? And it's just like no.
I've tried searching, and from what I can tell, like your normal everyday brands from the store, between whole grain and regular white pasta, it's about 5 to 6 points for one cup, a heaping cup. I haven't noticed a much difference in points. There is a protein plus pasta that might be 4 points. I can't remember for sure. And I definitely still eat pasta, but I will try to pair it with like chicken instead of beef. That way I can, even out those
0 points for the chicken. Yeah, no, I get you. No, that's good to know. That's good to know that you're a sandwich kind of person, because I am definitely, I went to Aldi's a couple weeks ago and got their low carb wraps because they're like $1.99. I think I have like 10 of them sitting in my cupboard right now because I'm a wrap person. I love wraps.
I have their low carb flatbreads right now that are they're real big. So
no, yeah. I was just. Have you ever had? If you go, I just posted on, or I commented on somebody's post on the iTrackBites Facebook page, or the iTrackBites participants, and it was talking about like let's talk 2-ingredient dough, blah blah blah. How do you make it? And I was just like, I honestly go to Dollar Tree, and at Dollar Tree they have ultra thin pizza crust. They're the little small, like personal pans. Okay. I don't know what they would be on Better Balance. They're not very much in points on Points Plus, but I just air fry them because they fit right into the normal air fryer. Yeah. But we honestly just had 2-ingredient dough tonight. My wife made pizza on Taco Tuesday. It is what it is.
Yeah. Hey, that's okay.
I think we had tacos on like Saturday, so it is what it is.
We can forgive that if it's for pizza.
yeah, definitely. So, what do you see? What do you see yourself? Do you see getting to goal 12 more pounds by the end of the year? Like, is that your end result goal? Is like I can do this by the end of the year.
Yes, that is my goal. I am. I'm actually about 11 pounds away now. I just have even pictured myself getting this close. I honestly thought it was going to take a lot longer. I have actually surpassed my first goal. My first goal was to get to 155, and I passed that last month. And I was like, I'm going to wait and see how I feel then, and I feel like I could do a little more. So 11 pounds by December 31st. Yeah. I think I can do it.
Yeah.
It's been good.
So what got you to your goal weight? Like, what got you to knowing what your goal weight is? Like, is that the number when you were with Weight Watchers that said, hey, this is what your goal would be? Or,
Yeah, that's what it was. Weight Watchers gives you the range. I think you're going to laugh. My entire adult life thought I was 5'7", and my husband measured me to be sure. It turns out I'm 5'6".
You could have been 5'7", though. You could have been.
I could have been, I guess, but I'm not now. So it actually made my goal weight change, and that's where my initial goal weight was 150, 155. Yeah, it was 155, and I had passed that. I forgot where I was going with that.
No, so that is always, so have you, I always ask people when they talk about goal weight, because people have asked me a lot of times about how, hey, on iTrackBites, we don't really have the goal weight setting to know what it is. I always just say, hey, kind of talk with your doctor. A lot of people don't really care for the BMI scale, all that stuff. And I know a lot of times Weight Watchers, that's what they go off of. Have you been to the doctor recently in the last year of you and your weight loss to kind of be like, hey, this is where I'm at, yada, yada, or you're just kind of going with how your body feels?
Yeah, I have not been to the doctor. I actually go in the next month. So I think she'll be pleasantly surprised because I haven't seen her for a year. So I never have really discussed my weight before with my doctor other than when I was pregnant. Yeah, so I have not got to discuss it with her, but that's where I was going before when Weight Watchers gives you that that scale of what your weight should be. I just kind of took that. I went in the middle of it because I felt like, I think my lowest they said could be 128 or something. And I just don't feel like my body's personally meant to be 128. So I kind of went to the middle with that. And I don't love the BMI charts online either, but I did use that just kind of as a general guideline.
Yeah.
And between that and where I feel like I would be most comfortable is just kind of how I chose.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And also knowing that you have that positive vibe with you, because if you get down, obviously you'll know when you get down to the goal weight number that you have set, your body will kind of eventually let you know if that's too low. Like, that's why I try to tell people, I've been there, down there, you know, and all that stuff before. And it's one of them where you will know if it's sustainable or not. Because obviously if it's sustainable for you, you will stay sustainable on it. You know what I mean? So I really like that. And it's so awesome that you're so close to it. That's,
I can't explain the feeling either. It's, I mean, it's great. And I was just like a lot of other people out there though. I mean, at my highest at 199, I didn't actually start my journey until I was 196. I had done a little bit of work, but I just didn't know where to go from there. I mean, I never thought I could see that light at the end. But I was just kind of strict on myself. And like I said, I tracked just every bite and kind of tried to pre-plan some meals for the week, like I said, with grocery shopping and stuff. And I mean, like before, if you're honest with yourself and with the plan, I mean, it'll work.
Yeah. Well, I guess a question for me is, well, it kind of is like, because you are a stay-at-home mom, but like, has COVID, everything that's happened in 2020, did that affect you at all to start with? Like, I know for me, a lot of it was in the very beginning was just so stressed out with my job and all that stuff, where it's like, I can't worry about my body or my weight loss or anything like that. Like, you know, and that's totally normal, but like, were you just like, nope, I'm still going on and getting there?
Yeah. I saw, I know so many people who have the stress of a job during COVID, and I can't even imagine how people are coping with that. I am lucky enough that I was at home. And so when COVID hit, I decided, well, there goes, we're not going out to eat here. We're not going to be doing this there or going to this party or this cookout. And I took it, and I just made sure that, you know, when I was at the store, I got what I was supposed to get. I passed up the bad stuff that I knew I wouldn't be able to turn down. And so, to be honest, COVID kind of helped me out. Just being at home so much, I was able to buckle down. And to be honest, I think between March and May was some of my biggest loss. So
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, we couldn't go out to eat. We couldn't do anything. So I just focused real hard on, that's when I kind of started exploring more recipes, new healthier recipes and whatnot. So it actually did help me. And it was a plus that my friends didn't see me for months. And so when they did, it was like, oh, dang.
Like, hey, what's up, Ashley? Is that you? Is that you? So talking about like going out to eat, what is some of your guys's, like, what's some of your favorite going out to eat things? Number one, like, not using the word cheat meal, but like something that you're just like, man, I'm using a lot of my weeklies on. Like, what's that to you? But then also like, what's normal for you eating out? You know what I mean? Are you one of them that like, oh, hey, once a month we go out to dinner? Like me and my wife and family, we always try to do at least like once a week, just kind of like, oh, nope, it's Sunday. We're going out to church. We're going out to lunch, you know, whatever, blah, blah.
Right. Well, before my weight loss journey with Weight Watchers and iTrackBites, I would have eaten anything and everything. It didn't really matter. I mean, everything fried. After this, we were weekly eater-outers. We would go pretty much every Friday night and go get something. And so now that looks more like I try really hard to stick with any kind of chicken, I mean, grilled and veggies. I still get potatoes. I still use weeklies for that. But probably once or twice a month, I'm like, you know, I've got all these weeklies and I'm allowed to use them. So I will splurge more. I mean, I get the steak or the baked potato, and being on Better Balance, like, you get those 0 point foods. So I just kind of eat all my 0 points throughout the day, and I save up for that, and I'll have like a 24 point meal at Texas Roadhouse, but I can, because I have the dailies and the weeklies for that. So
yeah.
And I don't feel bad about it at all. I mean, if you don't, if you don't get to eat what you love sometimes and enjoy life, then what's the point?
No, and I love that because I feel like there's so many people that think that they can't have anything or they can't have this certain thing. Now, here's the thing, and I tell this to members all the time. If there is something that you cannot live without, don't live without it. So meaning if you're that person that's like, hey, I will be completely honest. Like, for me, it's I am a fast food junkie. I used to always be. I was that husband that would leave work at 4, go through the McDonald's drive-thru and get a McChicken and a large Coke, and then throw it away before I got home and then eat dinner. Like, that's how I was. And so for me, my weakness is stuff like that, of knowing that, hey, a McChicken, like, I love McChickens, and I'm not afraid to say, hey, here I am, 2020, I love McChickens.
Big double over here.
Yes, but like, I know what the points are. So I know that if I'm going to get that today for lunch or tomorrow for lunch, then it's just eating fruit. You know what I mean? Like, getting in those 0-bite foods that's going to help me stay sustainable for the rest of the day, rather than just throwing in the towel and being like, what does it matter? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, don't give up on it. I mean, it's definitely okay. Like I said, if you don't eat what you love sometimes, you're not going to enjoy it, and you're probably not going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Or find alternatives, find better ways to make it.
I love that. And I love that you just said that, because that's what I was going to say is also, like you have said, is find alternatives. So my thing is, if you love ice cream, try to get like Skinny Cow. Like, me and my wife just the other day were just talking about how way back in the day when we did Points Plus, like, that's when Skinny Cow first came out. And my wife just said it's on her grocery list for grocery pickup this week.
Yes.
But I remember when Skinny Cow first came in, and it was like, wow, this is so much sustainable, because one, it's ice cream and it tastes great, but the points were so low. You know, where it wasn't like, oh my God. Yeah. Have you not tried it?
No, I have Halo Top. I have not tried that.
Yeah. We are very big budgeters, so we are those type of people that I'm not, my wife is budget of, this is how much you're spending in gas, this is how much you're spending here, spending there. And no, it's very, Halo Top, it's expensive. It is. There's a lot of time that it is expensive. But it's one of them where if that's what's going to keep you in your goal, then it's worth it. To me. Right. You know what I mean? And I feel like that might be how some people, sorry, my watch was just, Siri was just saying something. I guess that's probably why people go to the gym a lot or spend money on that program, because they're worth it. To me, that's man food.
Yeah.
I'm
all about cheaper.
Yeah. No, and Aldi's. I've been trying to get back to Aldi's, because we have an Aldi's that's like 45 minutes from us, and they have like the fake, and I always call fake away, but they have like their brand of like Halo Top.
Yes, they do, and I do buy that as well.
You buy
not
that?
everybody has an Aldi around them. Some have Trader Joe's, some don't have anything. Yeah. So, no, I'm a huge Aldi shopper. So
okay, good, because we have no Trader Joe's, and I always get jealous. Like, I remember Brianna Diva Divine, one of my really good friends on here. She's another iTrackBites ambassador. She used to live in Illinois, and there's a Trader Joe's right by her, and so she was traveling to where they moved to, and she actually swung by me and dropped me off everything but the bagel seasoning. Like,
yes, I have that.
Yes. No, that's awesome. I feel like we know a whole lot about you now. I love it. Guys, if you do not follow her, go ahead and it's Mama D, M-A-M-A-D, so let me type it, M-A-M, oh crap, M-A-M-A-D, gets fit, right?
Yeah, Mama D _ get it, gets fit. Now you've got me second guessing it. Mama D _ getting fit.
Getting fit, there you go. Guys, I put that in the comments there for you. If you want, go ahead and give her a follow. We have, like I said, thank you for joining iTrackBites, number one. And number two, I hope that the last 2 months that you've been using iTrackBites, you've been getting enjoyment out of it, getting awesome support from the community. I always tell people, please go to our website, iTrackBites, because it shows you all the coaches and ambassadors. A lot of people don't realize who is their coaches and who's their ambassadors or all this stuff. And it's good to know all those people. And get to following them and get to interacting with them. Do you feel like you're more interactive over on the Instagram platform rather than you are Facebook, or vice versa?
I would say now I'm definitely more active on Instagram. I just started it up a couple weeks ago. I don't know why I didn't start before. At first I was on Facebook, but I do feel like Instagram is a little bit easier for some reason. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I love about iTrackBites, though, is that you guys, the ambassadors and the coaches, are so easy to get a hold of and just right there for any questions. I love that you're right there on Facebook or right there on Instagram. So.
Oh, whoops. I spelled it wrong. Getting with 2 T's.
2 T's, yeah.
Rachel just called me out. Getting 2 T's or 1? Yes, Rachel. 2 T's. Not an English major.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. Alrighty. Well, hey, I enjoyed you on here tonight. I'm so glad I got to meet you and got to get to know a little bit more about you. Yeah, keep on going. I'm following you now, so go ahead and keep posting and do stories and all that stuff. I always say the most success I ever have in weight loss on iTrackBites is when I'm most on the community, most showing people what real life is. And I feel like right now, I keep telling my wife this all the time, because like if you would have seen me this time last year, like I was pretty much already down to goal almost, and I was so interactive on it. But I became an administrator for healthcare, and so it's just with COVID and everything, it's not an excuse, but it's just like, I miss you guys so much. And that's why I love Dice People's Lives, because I get to see everybody and talk to everybody, and I try my best to be active online. I get a lot of people that are like, where in the world are you? And I'm like, I'm here. I promise I'm here. I'm liking your rap pictures. I promise. But,
it's just more exciting to be on there and interact with everybody. I swear I have seen more results in myself because I'm more aware now that I'm taking pictures and posting them and putting myself out there and being vulnerable even with my body as well. I swear I see more results because I'm like, nope, I have to do better for this account. I don't know. It sounds silly.
No. And you find a tribe, and that's the best thing. You find a tribe. And so you get people that are in your inner circle that you're like, you've probably already seen. I think you have like 200 or 300 followers right now in just a couple weeks, that you already have probably people on here that are like waiting every day to see how it is. And that is a good motivator. So before we head off here, I always ask every person that I interview kind of, what do you feel? I always ask people, what is something that you wish people would have told you starting your weight loss journey? And then what is a piece of advice that you wish to give somebody that is listening now tonight that is not doing this yet, is kind of scared to take the first plunge? What is something that you want to tell them as advice?
So the first thing I wish that somebody would have told me in the beginning is that it is okay if you make a mistake, so to say. You know, if you had that piece of cake, even though it's your first week, or if you know, whatever it was that you did, it's okay. Just make sure, like, you keep going. Don't give up. You know, it's only going to work if you put the work into it. You know, just keep going with it. And then I've made a little list of like my advice. I think I have to make the list. Huh? My biggest piece of advice is that maybe you need to start with smaller goals. You know, don't look at, I need to lose it 50 pounds now. I need to lose 75 pounds now. Maybe I'll give myself a month and a half to lose the first 10 pounds and so on. You know, start with smaller goals that are realistically attainable and then go from there. Sometimes you don't need to look at the big picture first. You need to look smaller and then towards the end.
That's good. No, honestly, that right there, honestly, you're like the first one that I've interviewed that has said that part of the smaller goals. And it's honestly something that we always preach here at iTrackBites, is just be proud of yourself for the 1 pound loss. Be proud of yourself for the half pound loss, because they add up over time. And like you can probably, when you started January 16th, it's now September 22nd. Yes. You probably January 16th did not think that September 22nd you would be 11 pounds away from goal.
I had no idea. I seriously thought it might take me 2 years. I wasn't sure. It's insane, the progress. And by no means was it easy breezy the entire time. There are weeks where I did it. I went through a month and a half, I think almost 2 months with like no loss. I swear my body still changed anyway. I could see differences. Maybe it was some muscle gaining. I don't know. And that will happen. I swear it's probably got to happen with everybody. Sometimes there's not going to be a loss, but just look at those non-scale victories. What can you do now that you couldn't do before? What are you enjoying now that you couldn't before? And keep looking at that and the scale will move again. I promise.
No, that is awesome. Thank you so much, Ashley, for everything tonight. I'm hoping everybody here that watched tonight and all the people that are going to watch after on the replay got to know you a little bit better, and we'll give you a follow on or on Instagram. And yeah, just keep on showing up and spread the word like you already have on about iTrackBites, and we're growing continually. And I appreciate you coming on here tonight, Ashley.
Well, thank you for having me. I've seriously really enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. So I look forward to reposting you when you get to goal at the end of the year. So okay?
Yes.
All right. You take care, Ashley.
Thanks, you too.
All righty, everybody. That was awesome. Ashley was such a good guest. I'm so happy that she was able to be on here tonight with us. Guys, if you know of anybody that you want me to interview before the end of the year, let me know. We are kind of trying to get as many people on the live to get their journeys going for you guys until the end of the year. Now is the time to buckle down because it is the last quarter of 2020. You guys have great results to be shown. You guys have great journeys and great stories to be shown and told. And yeah, let me know who you want to see. Let me know who you want me to talk to. But no matter what, just show up every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for our weekly iTrackBites live meeting. Spread the word. Tell people about us. And you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, a fabulous weekend, and I will see you again next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.